All right, welcome to our next video in the series on programming in Snap. This is the video for Lab 5, what we call Follow the Yellow Brick Road. The idea is we want to make two separate scripts. One script fills our road with yellow bricks, so it's like we're on the road to the Wizard of Oz. And then for an interesting challenge, we've got triangular bricks. And then if you're looking at, those are the two required components of this lab. If you're looking for some extra credit, you can use the fill command to fill rainbow colors inside the bricks and make Rainbow Road just like one of my all-time favorite games, Mario Kart. So anyways, let's talk about what this project looks like. If I hit the number 1, all of the bricks will come across the screen. Note in the pattern, it looks like a brick road because the edge of one brick falls under the middle of the brick above it. So it's not a perfect, like straight up and down line, right? It's broken. It looks like the bricks are kind of in a stair-step pattern. So you want to make sure that your pattern has that offset to receive full credit. Space clears, and then number 2 pastes my triangle bricks. Now, the way you see my code work, it's pasting all of these things in rows. I want you to know that it's okay if you want the order in which you paste the bricks to be a little bit different. If your brain, if your creativity wants to attack this a different direction, you absolutely can. Just like all the problems in programming, there's often many ways to solve a problem, and it is worth exploring different options. So how should we attack this? Well, this lab is all about combining loops inside of loops. So let's talk about making just one brick, which is the rectangle. We know how to do this. And what we're going to do is we're going to put our pen down when the flag is clicked. Pen down, and we need to move and turn. But because we're making a rectangle, the amount I move and turn is going to change sometimes. So I'm going to say, the width of the stage is 480. I'd like for the blocks to fit evenly. So I know 40 divides evenly to 480. So I'll make it, well, maybe I should make it a little bit bigger. How about 80? Is that too big? Let's try that. So we're going to say 80, and then we turn 90 degrees, and then I'll make it half the height. So 40, and then it turns 90 degrees again. So when I click on this, I'm going to get part of a brick, and I suppose I should change that pen color to yellow, because we are on the yellow brick road. Yellow, what's a yellow that's going to show up? Something a little bit orangey. There we go. All right. Then when the program starts, I also want to make sure, when space key is pressed, things clear, just so I can easily reset myself every time I need to try again. And I understand when I run it, it's turned upside down. So let's make sure every time the program runs, it started pointed. I'm going to say pointed to the right. You might see it differently, but that's fine. So this gets me half a brick. I could duplicate all of these blocks and slap it together, but we know a better way. We know if we're repeating something, we should just use the repeat block, even if it is just 2 times. So we go and we make this one brick, but we realize now we need to make a bunch of bricks. So does that mean I can just take this code that makes a brick and put it inside of a repeat 10, and that'll make 10 bricks? Well, I'll clear it, and I'll run my code. Oh, and it looks like it makes 10 bricks right on the same spot. Seems to me after every time I make a brick, I should move forward the length of my brick. And so what's that going to look like? It means let's grab this move 80 block right here, so that if I show it to you outside of this repeater, it'll make a brick, and then notice how the turtle has moved ahead so that it can be ready to draw the next brick. And then we draw a brick, and we draw a brick. It's off right there because I dragged the turtle, but you've got the idea. So I've decided I think this 80 by 40 brick's too big. I'm going to go ahead and go back to a 40 by 20. I think that looks a little bit better. And I go to run my code, and oh no, where did my sprite go? If your sprite ever bounces off the stage, remember you can turn on its XY coordinates to see where it went. Oh, x equals 1039. It's just off the stage to the right. So when in doubt, you can say go to 0, 0 and bring it back. And I can see as I caused it to go to 0, 0, the pen, I committed the crime of I left the pen down, and that's why it's dragging that streak. So anyways, now, well, that's weird. Why did, oh, because I said move 80 and not move 40. There we go. Now, when I run my code, whoops, let's get back to 0, 0. Okay, so now we see all the bricks, but we see they kind of go off the edge of the screen, and we're not really, we go off the edge of the screen, and they're not really filling up the left side of the screen. So how do I know what's the right place to put my brick? Well, let's talk about what the coordinates are of the stage. All the way to the left is x negative 240. This edge right here is x is negative 240. The bottom is y is negative 180. So I want my little turtle, when it comes back to 0, 0, I really want this thing to be all the way down in this corner on the top of the row, ready to draw the row across the stage. That's how I think about the problem. So I need it to be all the way to the left edge of the stage, which is negative 240. And I would say to put it at negative 180 for where to draw the brick, but when I do that, I'll notice, oh, that row I just made, it's too far down. I can't see it. So let me increase my y, the height of one brick. How tall is my brick? It's 20 steps. So I'm going to say negative 160. And we get, boom, it comes across this far. Now I'm noticing, okay, well, I did 10 of these bricks that are 40 wide each. I can see this is a width of 400. I just need 2 more bricks, and that finishes out the stage for me. So I clear things out. I restart my script. Whoops. I clear things out. I restart my script. Oh, I did 2 instead of 12. I was like, what is going on here? Make that a 12, clear things out. I restart my script, and look at that. It fills everything up. Now the question is, and this is where I'm going to leave you to try and figure it out, how do I get this turtle back all the way, like a typewriter, it's got to go back, cha-ching, all the way back so that it can type out its next row. And the next row has to be offset slightly. It should really start in the middle of this brick right here. So I'll give you a hint. A hint is you got to nest all of this in another repeater. And depending on your solution, you might even use more repeaters than that. But you might use them one after another, not a whole bunch nested. If you find yourself doing something like this, you've gone too far. That's too many. It's going to take forever. That's 1,000 steps being processed in there. So anyways, take some time, think about it. And when you're done, remember it should make a brick road. Looks a little something like that. Okay, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. Otherwise, thanks for watching.